What's going on there, everyone? Well, they finally did it. They finally unveiled their articles for impeachment against Trump. I just hate to tell them that the two articles that they've proposed aren't high crimes or misdemeanors. Those are issues that are usually and supposed to be dealt with in an in-house manner. It's kind of an odd situation. And this isn't just my opinion. This comes from Ken Starr, the former special prosecutor that went through the Bill Clinton impeachment. So, interesting. Let's get into the story from Breitbart. House Democrats unveiled two articles of impeachment against Trump. Today, in the service to our duty to the Constitution and to our country, the House Judiciary Committee is introducing two articles of impeachment, charging the President of the United States with committing high crimes and misdemeanors. False, Nadler said. Flanked by House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Intelligence Chairman Adam Schiff, and other committee chairs. It's an impeachable offense for a president to use powers of his office to seek personal benefit, he added. That hasn't been proven, I hate to tell you. I've watched all the impeachment hearings, and that has not been proven. Because, what it seems like he was trying to weed out corruption. Something President Trump ran on, and something that Zelensky, the Ukrainian guy, president, something he ran on, weeding out corruption. Like I said, I go back to the statement I made quite some time ago. I think the only reason Joe Biden even jumped in the race was to protect himself and Hunter from these allegations, this charge of their corruption with Burisma in the Ukraine. So, this is all just a ploy, I believe. The charges, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, stem from second-hand allegations. That's a very important statement right there. Stem from second-hand allegations brought forth in a whistleblower complaint by a partisan CIA officer who we can't even say his name for some unspoken reason, who alleged President Trump attempted to pressure the leader of the Ukraine to investigate former Vice President Joe Biden and his son, Hunter Biden, in exchange for military aid, which happened, which Joe Biden has bragged about on TV. But no, that's okay. That was perfectly fine. The actual quid pro quo and actual factual to the definition of quid pro quo, that was fine because it was a Democrat doing it. I get it. Both President Trump and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky have both vehemently denied any pressure was applied during their 25th of July phone call. At the center of the impeachment inquiry, the White House released a transcript of the president's call with Zelensky as evidence that no wrongdoing occurred. And I don't know how many times Zelensky himself has said, no, I wasn't told to do anything, blah, 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 blah. It's just, I don't know where the Democrats' heads are, because they literally heard from the guy who is supposed to be being taken advantage of, and he said no. There was none of that. So, in real life, like in a real world, it would have been over. It would have been over. It said, oh, well, I guess he didn't do that. Back to the drawing board. But no, they just continued with it. So, this whole impeachment has been, it's a farce. Notably absent from the articles were any mention of bribery, which House Democrats accused the president of committing in his dealings with the Ukraine. Also absent was an article regarding past claims the president obstructed special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation into the now debunked criminal conspiracy between the 2016 Trump campaign and Russia, which also all the evidence that we have of wrongdoing from 2016 comes from the DNC themselves and the Hillary Clinton campaign working with the Ukrainians to dig up dirt on Trump. Interesting. I tell you what, you couldn't make this stuff. You couldn't make this stuff up. Schiff spoke after Nadler, explaining that Congress had no choice but to pursue impeachment expeditiously because the 2020 election is 1 year away. Yeah, exactly. Might as well, the Democrats have already clearly lost their minds. They might as well just add a little bit of election meddling into what they're doing. Go for it. Schiff said, the argument, why don't you just wait, amounts to this. Why don't you just let him cheat in one more election? Why not let him cheat just one more time? Why not let him have foreign help just one more time? Y'all were the ones with the foreign help. It was the Democrats with the foreign help. Come on, sure. There is evidence that Russia attacked both Hillary Clinton and Trump's campaign. We get that. Fine. I understand. Russia's a problem. I got that. I think all of America has that. Foreign interference in an election is an issue. Yeah. It's not just an American issue, I hate to tell you though, because our government happens to do the same exact thing to other countries all the time. It's something that countries do to each other. Why? Because they're sick and depraved people for the most part. And yeah. It's nothing new. Yes, we need to get a handle on it. I say we go back to paper ballots. Don't have to worry about hacking or nothing with paper ballots. Nadler just said, I pressured Ukraine to interfere in our 2020 elections. Ridiculous. And he knows that's not true. Both the president and foreign minister of Ukraine said many times there was no pressure. Nadler and the Dems know this, but refuse to acknowledge. He tweeted before, the president tweeted, before calling the process a witch hunt. President Trump has repeatedly denounced the impeachment process as a hoax being used by the Democrats to hinder his re-election prospects. Which, if you look at polls from anywhere right now, you will see, instead of hindering his re-election process, this has actually been helping him a lot. The Democrats have gone so far, they've reached so far to try to grab at anything they can, that everyone just seems to be like, whoa, all right, come on, man, you're grasping at straws, you're at the bottom of the barrel, stop. But they can't, because they got Trump derangement syndrome. The impeachment thing is a hoax. It has turned out to be a hoax. It is done for purely political gain. Which they pretty much admit. Schiff pretty much admitted it. We can't let this guy get reelected. We can't do this when it comes to 2020. This is all about 2020, and they're just terrified of this guy for some reason. And I don't understand why. Our country's booming along. Everyone's doing better. Everything's working out. If it wasn't for the fake news media constantly pushing out scare stories and stuff like that, you know, everyone would be just fine. But the media loves dirty laundry, and politicians are all too willing to give it to them. Yeah. It's done purely for political gain, that they're going to see whether or not they can do something in 2020, because otherwise they are going to lose, the president told reporters when asking about impeachment during the NATO summit in London last week. Yeah, they're going to lose 2020. Look at who they're propping up. And according to new polls just released, I don't have them pulled up, so you can fact check me on it if you want. Hillary Clinton is polling the highest for Democrats, right? Hillary Clinton's not even in the race. She's not even in the race. This is the same thing they did with Joe Biden, though, if you recall. Joe Biden wasn't even in the race, but he was polling. So he was polling the highest, so he inevitably joined the race, just to show everyone that he's insane, or has dementia, or something's wrong with the guy. He's not a... Stop blaming it on gaffes, people. Gaffes happen once in a while. Not every single time you're up on a stage. That's not a good thing. But this is all crazy. This is all crazy. And you know, when it comes to 2020, the Democrats or the DNC, I don't know who should be charged, but they should be charged with election meddling already. Because that's all they're doing. That's all this impeachment inquiry is it's 2020 election meddling by the Democrats. The two articles that they have written up are not high crimes or misdemeanors. They are something that should be dealt with in-house by the House and the Congress, because it's a political thing. It's, I don't like what you did here, you know? It's not a, you deserve to be removed from the presidency. No, it's not. None of that amounts to it, because it's just the Democrats are butthurt that they're not getting their way on everything they want, because they're authoritarian madmen and ladies. They're crazy. I don't know what to tell you. I don't. We all know that this is going to get struck down by the Senate, so he will probably be impeached if all the Democrats go ahead and vote, which will sow the careers of some of them. I can assure them, if they vote for impeachment of this president. But that's going to be their problem to deal with. You know, I feel bad for you moderate Democrats that are up there. I feel real bad for you, because this vote, this is going to be the most important vote of your career, and your career is going to depend on whether you vote yes or no. And if you vote no, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you, is all I can say. As always, I'd love to hear your comments on this, and like, share, and subscribe. I will catch y'all on the flip side.